Number 12, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, is there an energy in the air as Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers have made their way to London, where today they'll take on the New York Giants in Game 2 of the NFL's International Series. But first, the Star-Spangled Banner and a rendition of God Save the King.
Ladies and gentlemen, to sing the national anthem of the United States of America, United States Air Force Staff Sergeant Michelle Doolittle.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now to sing the national anthem of Great Britain, best-selling Brit, BAFTA and Oscar-nominated royal soprano Camilla Kerslake.
God save our gracious King, long live our noble King. God save the King. Send him victorious,
What a terrific way to start your football Sunday here in London as we welcome you inside the booth ahead of kickoff between the Giants and the Packers. Alongside my partner, Mark Sanchez, I'm Kevin Kugler. You heard the exuberance for Aaron Rodgers as he ran onto the field, but there's been some ups and downs for this Packer offense this year. How do they get better?
Well, first of all, it's the turnovers. For them, they're 3-1 in these first 4 games, and they have yet to win the turnover battle. That's almost impossible to do in the NFL, but they've managed to do it, and it looks a little different, right? Almost 200 rushing yards last week against New England. This team has a new look, a new feel, and they're working in 2 young wide receivers who really have to come into their own. That's Romeo Doubs, 87, and Christian Watson, number 9.
Well, for the Giants, the formula is pretty simple. Everybody's asking Saquon Barkley if he's back. Well, he's leading the league in rushing. I'm thinking he's back, Mark.
He's really roaring like the Nittany Lion that we know coming out of college. He's not afraid to make those big jump cuts, and he's healthy physically, and most importantly, between his ears, mentally. He feels it. He knows that knee's back. All those injuries are in his rearview mirror, and this kid's really hitting the hole, and he's hitting that edge, right, where he can break home runs for you down the stretch. He looks great.
To the sidelines we go. First to Laura Oakman.
Hi, Kevin. The Giants defense faced Tom Brady last year. Xavier McKinney said, we overthought that so much. He beat us before we even stepped onto the field. Wink Martindale was all over that this week, wanting to make sure that didn't happen again today versus another future Hall of Famer. His message to the defense, it's just football. Said Wink, Rodgers and Brady are the masters at knowing when to speed up or slow down the tempo. We have to match Aaron's pace. What pace is that? Hi, Stacey Dales.
Hey, Laura Oakman, that is a fast pace, and Aaron Rodgers told us this week he wants to put on a show, especially for these UK fans. But it has been a real test of patience for the veteran quarterback with these young receivers that Mark just alluded to. I talked to one of the veterans with the group, Alan Lazard, this week, and I asked him, where is the chemistry with guys like Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs? And he told me, quote, we don't need to be ready and at a Super Bowl level just yet. It's only week 5, he reminded me. We are right where we need to be. Kevin.
All right, Stacey, thank you very much. You couldn't have a better day weather-wise for this game. We've been blessed with great weather these 2 weeks we've been over here. 64 degrees, 50% humidity, winds at 9 miles an hour near the 28 at a timeout in London. Everybody's decked out. Whether your team's here or not, the jerseys in full effect in London.
You can next around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame. They all want.
Packers and Giants steeped in NFL history. LT, Bart Starr, Reggie White, Vince Lombardi, Bill Parcells, Michael Strahan, just to name a few legends that have worn these kits, as you will. It's time to bring the game home, presented by Best Buy. And for the Packers, Randall Cobb comes back home last year. And Aaron Rodgers said, he told us when we were talking with him the other day, Mark, that he thought Randall Cobb could be a great translator in the room for those young wide receivers.
Well, 100%. You're seeing a ton of burn for Randall Cobb, number 18. This game early, huge third down conversion, and then Aaron Rodgers going to him again.
Well, from 1921 until last week, the Bears were the uninterrupted winningest franchise in the NFL. But last week, the Packers tied them with 785 regular season wins. Depending on what happens today in this game, Packers are up 10-0. Bears play the Vikings later. We could have a new winningest team of all time for the first time in over 100 years, depending on what happens today. Eric Brightwell trying to get to the 25-yard line as we go down on the field to Stacey Davis.
Kevin, Laura talked about Daniel Jones not really knowing if he would be able to go on that ankle, how it would respond. The Packers felt the same way. I mean, head coach Matt LaFleur told us this week they thought it was bothering him, but they were studying him profusely during warm-ups. I talked to a couple of Packers coaches, and they felt like mobility would be an issue. It clearly has been an issue, and Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator, told me, guys, if I'm the Giants, I give it to 26 Barkley every time.
Just from the game when you're having fun.
I remember way back when.
10-3 lead for Green Bay, but Mark, boy, the Giants need that one. Get points on the board and try to get a little momentum in this game.
Well, Graham Gano, I mean, he's been holding it down for this team, made some big kicks in his career, especially in Carolina, but I mean, on that drive, we had the penalty that backs him up, right? We got the miscommunication between Slayton and Jones. Slayton's got to turn around for the football, and then you get Saquon dropping the ball. It's like, gosh, guys, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot here. Let's help ourselves out, not make it so hard, but you can't completely go in the tank. At least they got 3 points out of it.
Christian Watson, the deep man for the Packers. And through the end zone for the touchback. Well, we've talked Giants wide receivers, but don't forget this Green Bay team had a pretty big hole to fill with Devontae Adams' departure. The last 2 years, he averaged 119 catches, over 1,400 yards per season. And this year's wideout room, 2 rookies. Randall Cobb, who's got over 600 career catches. Alan Lazard, and second-year player Amari Rodgers. And, you know, Aaron Rodgers talked about that at length with us the other day, Mark, about some of the challenges he's had with those young receivers.
Well, he sure did, and all these guys, he said, you know it's inevitable. They're going to hit a wall. All rookies hit the rookie wall, and it's all going to be at different times. It all depends on how their season goes, but they're trying to break these young guys in.
Jones looking to the sideline. The catch made by Slayton, and it'll be another first down. What's the difference with Saquon Barkley, Mark?
Well, last year you saw him tiptoeing through the tulips a little bit. Watch, just indecisive with his cuts, and gets thrown down in the backfield once again. Tiptoeing, tiptoeing, tiptoeing. This year, you're seeing a different back. Watch him take this ball, ripping and roaring, splits the seam right up the numbers, right down the sidewalk. Like I said, he put Amos on ice skates right there, had him shook for a second and almost took that thing the distance.
On November 13th, the NFL makes its debut in Germany. Tom Brady and the Bucs take on DK Metcalf and the Seahawks live from Munich. Sunday, November 13th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. It's only on NFL Network, and you can stream on mobile with NFL Plus. This is game 2 of the International Series. ESPN Plus has Denver and Jacksonville on October 30th. We mentioned the Seattle-Tampa Bay game on NFL Network. ESPN back in Mexico City for a Monday night affair in late November. 48-yard try for Mason Crosby. Crosby, money from 48, 20-10. Perfect execution, hustling the special teams unit out onto the field to get the field goal from Mason Crosby to take the 20-10 lead into the locker room.
What a hold by that Giants defense. That's a win for them.
The Packers, who will get the football to start the second half. The Giants down by 10 at the end of the first half. Stay tuned. The Lexus Halftime Show coming up next from London.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri, who leads the league in passing yards?
It's time for Game Flow, presented by Progressive. For the Packers at the 4-yard line. Lazar, touchdown, Green Bay. Here's Barkley, another end around. Wanting to throw, Bellinger's going to kick the ball. And Daniel Bellinger rumbling for the touchdown. Well, the first half stats. Packers 199 yards, Giants 140 yards. The run game getting it going a little bit for the Giants late. Moments ago, Stacey Dales with Packers head coach Matt LaFleur.
Coach LaFleur, what was your message for your team to hit the gas pedal here in the second half?
Well, you said it. It's, empty the tank. We got 30 minutes left. I thought for the most part we did a lot of good things that first half. Got to get after the ball defensively. That always plays a big part in this.
Thanks for stopping, Coach.
All right,
appreciate it.
We'll hear from Brian Dable in just a moment with Laura Oakman as the Packers will kick off to the Giants. That field goal right at the end of the half giving Green Bay the 10-point advantage. But the Giants have to feel pretty good, Mark Sanchez. They're right in this game. They got Saquon Barkley going a little bit on their last possession.
They're absolutely in this game. This thing's going to start to look and feel a little bit like a bowl game, Kevin. And what I mean by that is they're going to have to go deep in the well of plays for Coach Dable and that playbook and Mike Kafka. They're going to have to get creative. We said sauce up the water, but some of these plays are going to look like a tightrope act across the London Bridge, man. I mean, it's going to be hard work for these guys if they can't just run it.
A moment ago, Laura Oakman with Giants head coach Brian Dable.
All right, Coach, great last 2 drives, offense and defense. How do you slow down their offense, keep that momentum from happening, and keep yours going?
Yeah, they're doing a good job offensively, executing. We got to try to disrupt the ball somehow, get our hands up on those quick passes, and continue to do a good job of not giving up big plays. And we gave up one on that pass interference penalty, but they can go the long, hard way.
We haven't seen Daniel test that mobility that often. How's his ankle?
He's fine. Yep.
All right, thanks, Coach. Have a great second half.
Not even sure Idris Elba in his role of Heimdall in the Thor movies could have seen how this one was going to unfold. It's a hot ticket in London. Kit Harington on hand in the UK. And even Aaron Rodgers, doppelganger, is on hand.
What the?
Not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. Or is it the reverse?
Where am I?
Goodness. Oh, look out. Hits the hand, but then the turn the Giants' direction. It's time for electrifying plays presented by Hyundai.
Ooh, a little trickeration, Kev.
Daniel Bellinger wanted to throw that ball, Mark. Nowhere to throw it.
Well,
so he
runs like a loaf of bread. Give me anxiety up here.
You think the commish is happy with what he has seen today in London? Roger Goodell and his wife on hand here in the UK to watch this one, and the commissioner has to be thrilled. Packed house, tie game, fourth quarter. And look who's back out on the field for the New York Giants, number 26. Looking. Ball knocked out. Recovered underneath with no time left by Green Bay. And the Giants come from behind and knock off the Packers 27-22. New York is now 4-1 with a stunner in London.
The world. Are you kidding me? 2 weeks in a row. Games come down to the last play.
And how about the play today of Daniel Jones and that Giants offense? Down 20-10 at halftime. 17-2, they outscore the Packers in the second half of their best start since 2009. They're now 4-1, and pressure immediately from Kayvon Thibodeau on that Giants front four.
Almost got that ball off. We finished that thing. But I mean, how many times you have counted the Giants out today? The injuries, Saquon going down, DB's going down. I mean, Daniel Jones just standing in there. What a win. A signature win for Dable. They've really taken on his personality. Wink Martindale, that defense fighting to the very last play. See that excitement from Dable, well deserved.
Well, in 2017, the Giants didn't get their third win until New Year's Eve. 5 years later, the Giants have their fourth win in early October.
That's a tale of two plane rides back home. One somber and one elation.
Final score in this one, 27-22. Giants get the win. We'll send you the NFL Game Day Final Mercedes-Benz post-game show after these messages.